And I said to him, Ya Aqeel, Uridu nasiha mink. I want some advice from you. And he looked at me because he could move his head. He looked at me like this. And he said, Alhamdulillah. He goes, all praise is due to Allah. All praise is due to Almighty God. These people in Gaza, you will not find one person complaining of their situation. I went to a person's house. And when he entered, this person had no legs. And he was smiling and he welcomed us and he was moving about on the floor with his hands. He offered us tea, biscuits, etc. And I asked him, what happened to you? He said, over a year ago, when the Israelis tried to enter Gaza, they had many snipers on the border. And my profession, I was a cameraman. And I used to record the Israeli snipers and the military trying to enter Gaza. And on seeing me, an Israeli sniper fired at my legs. And let me tell you, a 50 caliber sniper rifle, when it hits you, it will only make a size of maybe your thumb, maybe a bit more. But the exit wound is the size of my hand. And when it hit his legs, the exit wound was massive. So that's all my messages today. I can go on for a long time, but there's many better speakers to come, inshallah. So thank you very much for your time, for listening. We'll take this. Well done.
MashaAllah, I think, got a difficult job when I have to push the brothers off the stage like this, when they are explaining in great detail. And it's so touching, especially for the brothers and sisters who have been. It brings it all back. And it's very, very difficult. But we are still a million times fortunate than them. We are sat in this prestigious restaurant, not worrying about an F-16 flying over, not worried really about our security. Before I invite the next guest, there's a blue Peugeot MF54EHR blocking in some people. If anyone owns that, brother, sister, if you can move it, please. Jazakallah, thank you. Next speaker I'd like to invite to the stage has worked endlessly for Palestine, is a Palestinian, and really every event that I've been to, every Palestinian event, I've always seen this brother endlessly working hard to raise money for exactly what the brothers have just been talking about in detail. And I'd like to call to the stage Sheikh Majdi, who is going to explain a little bit more about Gaza. Jazakallah.
Please, there's some seats here, please. And bring more seats, please. People of Saffron, bring some seats in the front, brothers. Please come. Take a seat. That respected brother, there is few seats here.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمين وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهديه إلى يوم الدين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In a few minutes, I'll talk about Palestine. Gaza is part of Palestine. And when we remember Palestine, we remember the Holy Land, the blessed land. It is the land which mentioned in the Quran Kareem many, many times. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله. It is land of Isra and Mi'raj, land where Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam visited it. And from there, from Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, he made Mi'raj to the heaven. And he came back to the land, and it is the only place on the earth where the land and the heaven connected by Mi'raj. We are talking about the land of fig and olive, والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين. 3 places and the 3 religions, Islam, Christianity and Judaism. It is all revealed or very connected to the Holy Land. ولسليمان الريح عاصفة تجري بأمره إلى الأرض التي باركنا فيها. It is the land where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it blessed, أرض مباركة. And unfortunately this land now occupied by somebody, and the original people or the people of Palestine are living in refugee camps. I am one of them. I was born in a refugee camp in Gaza. I am still living there temporarily. It is not my land. It is not my house. My house there is south of Tel Aviv. 50 kilometers between Gaza and Tel Aviv. My house is demolished, but it's still there. And we have the documents. And all the documents of the lands, it is in London, in the Ministry of the Settlements during the before 1948. So Palestine, for the people of Palestine, for the Palestinians, as Mr. Hewitt said, whether they were Christians, Jews or Muslims, but the majority are Muslims at that time, and inshallah we hope that we will go back one day, bi'idhnillahi rabbil alameen. The brothers talked about Gaza. And I visited Gaza many times, before the siege and after the siege. And they all of them talking about the difficult life, the crisis. But only I would like to mention one more story. It is from Brother Mustafa. He told me one day, he went to the market in Gaza. He found a little girl, very, very poor. And she was selling bunches of mint, green mint. And the price of one bunch is 1 shekel. He gave her 5 shekels. Shekel is 20p. And he took 1 bunch of mint. And Mustafa said to this little girl, keep the 4 shekels for you. And she was angry. She said, no, I don't accept sadaqah. Take your 4 shekel and take your mint. And this is the ruh of the people of Gaza. So if there is poverty, yes, but there is dignity. If there is difficulty, yes, but there is challenge. If there is shortage of food, they have sabr, patience. If there is shortage of electricity, they live in darkness, no problem, or with candle. If there is shortage of gas, there is no natural gas, by the way, very little. They live on the wood and cartons. Gaza is the most clean area in the world, because they use everything. Plastic bottles, cartons, newspapers, anything wood, they use it for a source of fuel. They cook on the kerosene like 50 years ago. And if there is siege, there is iman. There is believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that one day this siege will be broken and Nasr is coming, inshallah Rabbul Alameen. People of Gaza, wallahi, they asked me to thank you. Wallahi, they asked me to thank you very, very much. And they said to me, we feel their dua. So please be very generous with your dua and from your pockets. Jazakumullah khairan for this event, to come and share and donate and support. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يبارك لكم في أرزاقكم وأموالكم وصحتكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We were actually planning to have a video link with George Galloway. George isn't going to be able to make it, unfortunately.